Hi guys, welcome back to MS Power User. Today we're back with another new and interesting Windows mobile device for 2016. This is the HP Elite X3, and let's just say from the get-go, this isn't another run-of-the-mill mid-ranger, this is a fully spec'd device ready to take on the best that Windows Mobile and the competition has to offer. Let's dive into the design first off. It's fair to say we haven't seen anything truly interesting in Windows phones for a while, the Nuance Neo aside. The X3 unfortunately conforms back to a black slab design, which isn't offensive at all, but it's a little boring. It does have the addition of the Bang & Olufsen speaker on the bottom, which is plastic despite its metal look, and a chrome style HP logo on the back, which saves it from being completely void of personality. But overall, the black matte plastic body feels a little cheap for a flagship device. It's a sturdy phone though, water resistance and dust proofing make an appearance here, which is great to see, and the placement of the fingerprint scanner is great. You'll find your fingers rest on it naturally, and it makes total sense to have it there. Coming in at a gargantuan near 6 inches, the 2K Amoled display of the HP Elite X3 is simply wonderful. The bright tiled interface of Windows Mobile really suits the popping colours of AMOLED technology, and the viewing angles are great to boot. It's all well and good until you take the X3 outside, where things get, well, noticeably dimmer. It's not as bright as it could be, and outdoor viewing was generally quite difficult. Double tap to wait makes a welcome appearance, but it's a shame to see that glance screen isn't present here. That might have been a Lumia only feature, but it's a shame it didn't come over to the X3. While having a big screen is always generally a plus unless you prefer small phones, Windows 10 Mobile hideously underutilises the space. A good example is the Windows Store, which only shows 4 apps a page. There is so much empty space across the OS here, and Windows Mobile could really do with adapting to it. That aside, the start screen does look lovely on the big screen. Continuum is alive and well on the Elite X3. In terms of performance, you'll be happy to know that things are quite snappy here. There's a definite difference between the Lumia 950/XL and the X3 here. Apps open quickly and switching between them is handled well. Microsoft Edge also feels a lot faster when it comes to loading more complex websites as well. The device does get hot when using Continuum, and if you push it hard it can get worryingly hot as well, but it's unlikely you'll be running more than 5 apps simultaneously. Continuum is supported by a wireless connection or via HP's desk dock, the latter of which is a hefty chrome beast that cradles the X3. There's a plethora of ports on the back to get you connected up, and annoyingly HP have decided that a display port is a better idea than having an HDMI to connect to a monitor. That aside, the desktop needs power to run as well, and another frustration is the power adapter, which looks like it belongs on a laptop, not a dock. I wish it was USB Type-C powered like in Microsoft's own display dock, but it's not, and it's another thing to carry around with you if you're planning to take the dock with you. Performance-wise, the X3 won't disappoint you. For Windows Phone, it's very quick. The combination of the Snapdragon 820 and 4GB of RAM is plenty enough for the most demanding of tasks, and when there are any inconsistencies, it feels like they're software issues rather than a lack of power from the X3. Switching between apps is generally very quick and smooth, and there are problems here or there, but again, it's related to Windows 10 Mobile as a whole rather than the hardware. Expecting a good camera from the X3 should be expected. It's a flagship phone, it's got a flagship price, it has flagship things. However, you'll be disappointed to hear that the X3's camera is not flagship. It's very, very mid-range, and that's very, very disappointing. It's a 16 megapixel snapper, which sounds good enough on paper, but there's detail missing from most of these photos, which often look washed out and noisy. Even HDR mode doesn't seem to help much. Taking the actual photos is a poor experience as well. The camera is slow to focus, slow to capture, and sometimes it doesn't focus at all. It feels like a poor camera from a mid-range Android device, not a flagship. It is worth noting that this could be solved by a software update, which hopefully HP will be working on. Security is an important part of the Elite X3. As it's aimed towards business customers, it's one of the main things they'll be after. The X3 includes an iris scanner and a fingerprint scanner to boot, which is used to lock down the device. The iris scanner works in the same manner as the Lumia 950 and XL, and it's not overly fast, but none of them are yet, so it's more than likely you'll resort to using the fingerprint scanner instead. And while the fingerprint scanner is way faster than the iris scanner in general, it's still far from perfect. You'll be looking at around a 2-second unlock time, and while that doesn't seem slow, remember there are phones out there like the OnePlus 3 and the iPhone which almost let you in instantaneously, so compared to the competition it does feel slow. There's also built-in software, Windows Information Protection, to prevent from accidental data leaks, securing your personal information. According to HP, Windows Information Protection won't interrupt your experience as the OS automatically encrypts data which comes from corporate sources. So overall, things on the X3 are as secure as they come. You will be happy to know that the X3 comes with a hulking 4150 mAh battery, which is the biggest I've ever seen in a phone, and it pays off. You can get 2 days out of the X3 with moderate use, and a full day with no issues at all. It does seem that brute force is the best way to deal with smartphone batteries right now. HP have also included quick charging and wireless charging to keep you juiced up too. In terms of sound, you'll be expecting great things, as the speaker is a Bang & Olufsen designed. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's front facing, but unfortunately the speaker doesn't perform massively well. It sounds decent enough, but it's not very loud and it appears to distort at higher levels, which is a bit of a shame. On the plus side, the included headphones are actually a step above what you'd normally get in the box of a smartphone. They're designed well with a nylon braided wire and the sound is decent. You won't have to go hunting for a pair of third-party buds with the X3. To round up, it's fair to say the phone will get a different score depending on what type of customer you are. For business, the battery life, security and continuum might make this phone well worth it for you, but as a consumer the camera, speaker, screen brightness and app availability might be enough to put you off. If you want to get your hands on the HP Elite X3 or any other mobile, then you can get it from clove.co.uk, and a big thank you goes out to them for giving us some hands-on time with this device. Thanks for watching this review, and for more on the X3 be sure to check our full review write-up at mspoweruser.com. I've been Tom, and I will see you in the next one.